This is the story of how one French boy met an American girl, all back on one December day in 2021. Here's that story.
Tout a commencé quand j'ai eu un appel avec un ami qui était dans un autre pays lointain et on prenait des nouvelles l'un de l'autre. Et à un moment, il a eu un double appel, il a dû partir parce qu'il devait aider sa femme et du coup, j'ai fait cette blague. Écoute, va aider ta femme, moi je vais trouver la mienne. Et je savais pas que ça allait se réaliser. Le même soir, on est allé à un concert de gospel avec d'autres amis. On était bien sûr très en retard, on arrive dans la salle. L'une des premières choses que j'ai remarqué, c'est une fille qui chantait, c'était Trévi. Et elle était magnifique. J'étais ébahi, abasourdi, stupéfait par sa beauté aussi. Et pendant qu'on profitait, j'ai fait une autre blague à mes amis. Est-ce que vous aurez une bague pour moi? Quand le concert a fini, mes amis sont venus vers moi en me disant « Hey, on va lui parler maintenant ». Et pour moi, c'était impossible, c'était trop gênant, jamais j'allais faire ça. Et en final, je l'ai fait. On est allé jusqu'à elle, on a essayé de l'atteindre pour soi-disant aider à arranger le concert, mais j'étais tellement stressé. Et là, quand je l'ai vue, magnifique, je pouvais lui parler.
Well, I remember it with me just wrapping up chords on the floor until suddenly a group of 3 people my age came to talk to me. Adrian was there listening, but I do remember just seeing his very attentive eyes, and I could kind of tell immediately that he had some sort of thing for me. And so we ended up having, this whole conversation. Basically, it was very soon that we realized my French was pretty broken, his English was pretty broken. I ended up answering questions that weren't even asked. Adrian encouraged me to still answer it anyways. It was a sweet first conversation.
Et là, pour moi, victoire, j'avais eu un contact avec Trévi et on avait pu se parler.
And for me, I didn't really know what just happened. It was kind of a cool idea. So anyways, he had my Instagram and eventually I received a message from him on WhatsApp.
J'ai essayé d'avoir un autre contact, d'envoyer des messages.
At first I didn't really remember who it was, and then I did remember it was that guy from the concert. I responded because why not? You never know.
Moment très stressant pour moi, chaque message était un vrai défi, mais à un moment j'ai pris mon courage et je l'ai appelé.
But at this time, I was still pretty busy, still not very sure, so I kind of spent the first or 2 times he proposed that kind of saying I was busy. It's true, but I wasn't super interested yet.
Du coup, le temps a passé, j'ai essayé d'envoyer de plus en plus de messages et avec la confiance et la relation, je me suis dit que pourquoi pas essayer de l'appeler une seconde fois.
I could tell how much he loved God. I still don't really know who he was. Him speaking in English was hard to get to know him as much as when he spoke in French. So on this kind of final try after months of Adrian being really sweet and perseverant, I finally decided, you know what, I'll do another call. And this time he spoke to me in French, and that's whenever I really saw his personality, and that changed everything.
Et ouais, cet appel c'était bien passé, on a eu de plus en plus d'appels et à un moment je me suis dit, écoute, ça serait quand même bien de se voir dans la vraie vie, donc j'ai invité Trévi à faire notre premier date, à se voir sur Paris.
And at this point, I realized, you know what do I have to lose? This guy seems pretty cool anyways. And so I said yes.
Deuxième victoire pour le joueur français. Et le date arrive. J'arrive sur Paris, j'arrive devant chez elle, je toque à la porte et elle est là. On se rencontre enfin, de nouveau.
And so we got in the car, and I just remember being very impressed with Adrian's stick shift driving. As an American, that's pretty impressive. And so in the end, on our way back from that first date, Adrian started to tell me about his feelings that he had for me, which initially really was surprising, as I wasn't really expecting we'd move that quickly, to be that honest. But I appreciated his transparency, and I could tell from the very beginning how intentional he was. And so he kind of was just telling me that he had this idea of us doing frequentation. I didn't really know what that meant. Essentially, I realized that it's basically us praying about if we should be dating one day. And so I said yes, and now we were exclusive and hanging out, not yet boyfriend and girlfriend, but just kind of seeing if maybe one day we would be. And so we would hang out more and more, and honestly, the feelings did finally start to come, and we had a lot of fun together. I just loved getting to hang out with him and laugh together. I saw how much we could really be friends.
Mais à un moment, c'était le temps pour Trévi de rentrer à la maison. Donc elle est rentrée aux États-Unis. C'était très triste, mais bon, jusqu'au moment où j'ai fait le choix de venir.
Just like 3 weeks later.
Par exemple. Et j'ai dit bonjour à la famille, j'ai rencontré la maman, j'ai rencontré le papa, c'était gênant.
He really did say hello to my dad like that. He peeked his head around the corner. It was quite a nightmare to watch, but a funny memory now.
Oui, mais bon, belle introduction dans la famille.
And that leads us to June 29th, 2022, when we were swimming in this very jacuzzi. And that's where, I guess you might have guessed it, we had our first kiss. Woo! And that's where we became boyfriend and girlfriend, and we've been together ever since.
Merveilleux moment.
And so that's the story of how Adrian and I first fell in love. And now we're doing that whole happily ever after thing.